guys, bad news. I just did a quick calculation. Given the size of the theater and the length of this line, we might not get seats.
What did he say?
Nice going, Raj. Just got him down for his nap.
We might not get seats.
It's fine. Go back to sleep.
Oh, I informed you thusly. I so informed you thusly.
Howard, you talk to him. Howard. You're peeing, aren't you?
Hey, look who's here. Hey, buddies.
Well, if it isn't Will Wheaton, the Jar Jar Binks of the Star Trek universe.
I think they're very funny.
Well, Yusa can go think that at the back of the line. No cuts, no butts, no coconuts.
Will Wheaton? Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Of what? Poorly executed beards?
Do you think you could get me and my friends into the movie? We got here a little late. No problem. Come on, I'll hook you up.
Awesome.
We're gonna go into the movie now. Bye-bye.
This is Indiana Jones, not Star Trek. There should be no value to his pseudo-celebrity here. And even at Star Trek conventions, they only let him in if he helps set up.
Calm down, Shelley.
I will not calm down. This affront to justice and decency cannot go unanswered. As Captain Jean-Luc Picard once said, the line must be drawn here, this far, no farther.
So what you have witnessed just right there is my biggest pet peeve: long wait lines. I mean, the whole process of it is so grievous and so frustrating and tiring and makes you angry. But I mean, like, all of this is on a smaller scale of an annoyance that's within our society. A far greater issue that's more pressing to our international community is Canada's immigration backlogs. It's said that right now, Canada is the most desirable destination in the world to be in. In fact, last year, Ipsos Reid did a global poll from which they estimated that at least 2 billion people around the world would like to emigrate to Canada right now. Now, this popularity causes challenges for policymakers who are charged with the responsibility of ensuring that immigration to Canada meets all its multiple goals, which includes benefits to Canada's economy, meeting its labor market needs, family reunification, and humanitarian assistance. Now, the government also has to make sure that Canada's immigration system is efficient, and it's stated in the enabling legislation able to deliver on immigration goals by means of consistent standards and prompt processing. Now, the committee report recognizes that backlogs have occurred because for too long Canada has accepted more applications and that it can process and admit in a given year. Over time, annual surplus of applications results in a backlog of more than 1 million applicants, and the processing delays of 8 to 10 years in some immigration categories. The report concludes that in order to avoid future backlogs, it's critical that the government act to ensure that the annual number of applications is better aligned with the number of admissions. So the government has done 3 things in which to tackle the application backlogs. The first was to reduce the pre-2008 federal skilled worker backlogs by more than half, which was through the 2008 Action Plan for Faster Immigration and successive ministerial instructions, which limited the application intake. Most recently, the Economic Action Plan of 2012 removed around 280,000 applicants from the federal skilled worker backlog, which then paves the way for a faster and more flexible economic immigration system. Another thing the government has done is manage the intake of immigrant investor program applications to start in July of last year. Most recently, a temporary pause on new applications was introduced on July the 1st of this year, which allows the Citizenship Immigration Canada to focus primarily on processing existing applications and reviewing the program's effectiveness. And lastly, significantly decreasing the backlogs of application for parents and grandparents since the fall of 2011 as a result of increased admission targets and a 2-year pause on new application as a result of the action plan for faster family reunification, which at the same time the CIC introduced a new super visa which allows for visits up to 2 years by grandparents and parents, and this has proven to be a popular alternative for these applicants. Those applicants whose applications have been paused or exempted from this whole process can be seen as direct violation to their rights under the Universal Declaration of Human Rights as well as the Immigration and Refugee Protections Act. backlogs are unfair to applicants, and it also harms our economy and our ability to attract the brightest and the best from around the world to uphold our job growth and as well as our economic growth in Canada. We need to do more in the future to transform our immigration system into one that's fast, fair, and more flexible, as well as the one that serves interests of Canada's long-term prosperity. On a general note about wait lines, as frustrating as they are and as time-consuming as they are, it's important that we exercise our tolerance and our level of patience with others and build a more positive relationship with those people. Being patient isn't an easy task, but I mean, if there's anything you can do to minimize that aggravation and that frustration, pull out a book or some kind of music device and do whatever you need to do to keep yourself happy and to lessen that wait time. But whatever you do, just don't get angry. Or you can just do what Sheldon Cooper does.
What is that?
Raiders of the Lost Ark with 21 additional seconds. If I can't see it, no one else can see it.
Hey, Dad Sheldon, this is crazy!
No, crazy was leaving the projection booth unattended.
Listen to me. You are overtired. You're not thinking right. Put the movie back before we get into trouble.
Trouble is my middle name, Leonard. Actually, it's Lee, but I prefer Trouble.
Oh, look who they let in.
But don't worry, Will Wheaton. I was just leaving. Da 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 da.